You wrote the brief, and this is what you said. You volunteered for this. You weren't being paid. Is that right?
This was a pro bono case that one of my partners brought in, yes.
You said, quote, assault weapons may be banned because they're extraordinarily dangerous and are not appropriate for legitimate self-defense purposes, close quote. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Just to clarify there, I was local counsel.
Today we're diving into a fiery moment from Capitol Hill. We're talking about a Senate hearing where Senator John Kennedy went head-to-head with a judicial nominee over one of the hottest topics in America, assault weapons. This was an intense exchange, especially as they tackled whether these types of guns should be banned and what the term assault weapon even means in the first place. Stick around, because this conversation raises some big questions about the law, personal beliefs, and the future of gun rights in the United States.
You wrote the brief, and this is what you said. You volunteered for this. You weren't being paid. Is that right?
This was a pro bono case that one of my partners brought in, yes.
You said, quote, assault weapons may be banned because they're extraordinarily dangerous and are not appropriate for legitimate self-defense purposes, close quote. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Just to clarify there, I was local counsel. Our Supreme...
Yeah, but you wrote the brief. Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
Senator Kennedy, actually, I did not write the brief. The brief was written by...
You signed the brief, though, didn't you?
Correct. I signed the brief.
When you sign a brief, you're testifying to the court that everything in it is true, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
they're your words in terms of the court, right?
Well, you're correct, Senator Kennedy.
Okay.
I would never sign...
Tell me what you meant by assault weapons.
So I am not a gun expert, and at the time, that brief, I think, was about 10 years...
But you were giving the court advice about, say, ban assault weapons. What is... You told the court you were an expert. Just tell me what you wanted to ban.
Senator, sitting here today, as I said, I did not write that brief. I was local counsel.
Sign the brief.
I understand. At the time...
Tell me what you wanted to ban. That's all I want to know, Judge.
I don't remember the exact definition of assault weapons in the ordinance that was at issue.
So you submitted a brief to an appellate brief, you signed it, and you don't know what, and you said abolish assault weapons, and you don't know what you wanted them to abolish?
Senator, at the time that I signed the brief, I read the brief because our Supreme Court required an Illinois bar member to sign the brief. I was not responsible for researching the content.
You were responsible for the brief.
Absolutely, absolutely. And sitting here today, I do not remember the characteristics of that were cited in the ordinance for the assault weapons ban. It's not an area of practice that I have specialized in. I'm sure 10 years ago I could have answered your question.
And
but
Judge,
sitting here today,
you think
Senator,
you deserve to be promoted?
Expired.
With this record?
Senator, I stand by my record. I stand by my record.
So here's the key moment. Senator Kennedy wants to know what exactly the nominee thinks an assault weapon is, considering they signed off on a legal document supporting a ban. The tension in the room was thick. You could feel it. As the back and forth continues, Kennedy questions whether someone can sign a brief and still be uncertain about its content. He points out that by signing, the nominee essentially testified that everything in the brief is accurate and truthful. But when Kennedy asks for specifics on what assault weapons include, the nominee hesitates again, saying they don't remember the exact details from the brief. Kennedy's frustration is obvious. He demands to know if the nominee even understood what they signed up for back then. This raises a critical question. Should nominees be held accountable for past stances they may no longer fully stand by or remember? By now, the tension is so high you could cut it with a knife. It's clear Kennedy's goal is to get the nominee to either double down or admit uncertainty about a deeply divisive issue. So there you have it, a closer look at one of the most heated moments in this recent Senate hearing. Senator Kennedy's interrogation shows just how intense the judicial confirmation process can get, especially when it comes to controversial topics like gun control. These moments give us a window into how nominees might interpret the law, but they also reveal the complex relationship between a lawyer's work and their personal beliefs. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth looks at today's biggest political moments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.